like. Welcome to Long Story Short. Sorry if I'm distracted because I'm trying to juggle two things at once, this podcast and work. But thank you for showing up to Nearing Nerdvana. This is episode 112 of Long Story Short. And yep, so how's everyone's week going?
Hey, yeah, man, happy to be here. Been a decent week. Yeah, happy to be here talking about comic books on Thursday night. So we got a good show for you. And yeah, sorry for the delay, but life gets in the way sometimes. So we work through it. Man, there's a freaking helicopter outside my house. I think they're landing over here.
Oh man, what'd you do?
I don't know, man. We're about to find out.
But before that happens,
give us that variant now, Ben.
Yeah, before that happens,
we know you have that ghost.
We want to thank our sponsors over at Cover Price. So make sure you're using the code Nerdvana14 for a 30-day unlimited membership for only 99 cents. And you could use the code Nerdvana for a 10% discount over at Bird City Comics. Make sure to sign up for their text line so you don't miss all their great exclusive drops because, they keep on dropping all that fire. Drones in Boston.
Hey, thank you, Funhouse Comics. Much appreciated.
Thank you, Mike, for the $1.99 super chat or sticker. I don't know. Alrighty. I guess we're just gonna get right into it. Sorry for the delay. Yeah.
We're getting into the show. You know the rules. Don't be dumb with your money. This is shows to help you on your hunt. So be smart about how you buy comic books. That's it.
Heroes. Still chilling. Alex. Hi.
All right. What do we got to start the show tonight? No rants about Gwenpool, I promise.
Wait till you see it when it released, bro. I made the clip.
That's funny. All right.
Air it on the show tonight, man.
All right. Voodoo #2. Now, I was reading about this book this week, and Matt Baker is credited with the art and the story of this book. Now, he's not nobody is credited with the cover. It's just the credit is Matt Baker art and story. Now, this is not the style that most of us associate with Matt Baker, but I can definitely see his work in here. But yeah, for the cover, there's no explicit credit given. This is from Feral Publications in 1950. A 9.0 of this beautiful book sold for almost $11,000 late in 2023. 55 of these on the census, and a high grade is a 9.0. But what do we think? Is this Baker on the cover here?
Oh no. I mean, like you and Mercenot should be able to figure this out.
I know. We're aficionados by now.
Yeah. I know. I can see elements that are, but there's also, it's like so out of the realm of what he usually does. It's throwing me off a little bit.
I mean, it's got to be. I mean, he did everything else. It would just be strange for him not to do the cover. And it kind of, the girl's face kind of looks like.
Agreed. Her face does, but like the rest of her body, not as much.
It doesn't feel like
else.
Well, it doesn't feel like a Matt Baker body.
Yeah. The face and the hair, I can see. So I don't know if there are multiple artists working on this cover. I have no idea, but he's not explicitly credited with this cover. The credit is just saying, you know, his art and his story.
I don't know.
Regardless, I mean, whether this is Baker or not, I mean, this is be an awesome book to have in your collection.
Oh yeah.
So if it do you think if it was confirmed as being Baker that $10,000 price for a 9.0 would that be higher?
I think someone even got a deal at that point. I think if this book goes up for sale right now, even as soft as the market is, Golden Age is pretty firm. I think that gets blown out of the water. If it's confirmed Matt Baker, I mean, yeah, without question.
It's
If
just so
anybody
hard to
knows, if anybody knows better, let me know. But what I was able to find is nothing specific to the cover.
Yeah. Anyways, let's see what we have next.
All right. Now this is undoubtedly Matt Baker. Record Book of Famous Police Cases. This is a very thick book. It was a collection, I believe, of unpublished stories, unpublished comics. Matt Baker doing the cover here. St. John Publications from 1950, 128 page book. So a thick one. A 3.0 sold for 1680 just recently. Only 14 of these on the census, which is a damn shame because I'd love to have one. What's interesting is the high grade is a 9.4. I'd love to see what that would go for, and then drops directly to a 6.5 after that, which is often the case for books, Matt Baker books of this era. They're kind of in that 7.0, 6.5 range on the high end. But this is fantastic. You ever come across this one, Carter?
No. How come you didn't tell me about this?
I'm telling you about it right now.
What the hell?
He's like, when you tell me off air.
Yeah, I mean, when I see a census of less than 20 books, I'm like, God damn it, that's where I want to be. I want to be shopping for books in that area, in that range. Yeah, just a fantastic cover. I mean, the red dress, the green jacket, the yellow briefcase. I mean, that's just like a color explosion. The trade dress in this book is perfect.
The dress is showing the midriff.
Yeah, which is wasn't commonplace necessarily in the 50s.
That's hot.
Damn hot. All right.
So was this a eBay sale or?
That was an
Here it
eBay
is.
sale. You know what? I don't know. I saw the sale recorded on Go Collect, so I wasn't checking eBay specifically or Heritage. It may have been a Heritage book, although I don't remember seeing it. I have a search on Heritage for Matt Baker, and I don't remember seeing this one for some reason. So I
know I'm not seeing it on eBay though.
All right, maybe it was Heritage then. Sometimes these books don't get tagged with the artist and they don't should come up in the searches. So, all right, let's see what's next. All right, Strange Worlds #2. I just bought this book this week from my LCS. They had a small Golden Age collection come in, and Jake, the owner, held this aside for me, assuming that I would want it, and I did. But this is a beautiful Gene Fawcett cover. Avon Publications, 1951. A 9.0 for this sold for $1,400 back in 2020, which seems criminally low. 62 of these on the census. And I believe that 9.0 was the high grade. What do we think about this one?
Yeah, I remember looking at this on Hot Book Alert Live, and
Yeah, I thought we'd spoken about this one on there.
yeah, and like the eyes are really fucking with me.
Yeah.
Like it's almost giving me a headache because it feels
Yeah.
like I'm seeing double. But yeah, great cover, great colors, great composition, good headlights.
This is what Golden Age collecting is all about, right?
Hey, hell yeah.
For the good headlights.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like when you look at those eyes, it's like you can't focus, or you're cross-eyed, or you're like having a seizure.
Yeah.
It fucks with you, yeah. Yeah, really happy to have this. Jake, if you're watching, buddy, thank you for holding this for me. Happy to own one.
Man.
All right. We got a few more Golden Age books to touch on. All right. This one I'm excited to talk about. All right. True Life Secrets, number 23. This is a famous cover, obviously, from the Golden Age. She's asking, and what she has to do in order to get those jewels there. Leon Winnick and Ray Orson cover. A lot of these on the census, 163. High grade is a 9.6, which is kind of amazing. A 9.4 of this sold for just over $1,900 back in 2022. So a sought after cover from the Golden Age, romance, but it's not this one that I'm as interested in, because as much as I've admired this cover and I've come close to buying it many times, what I learned this week, if you go to the next slide, is that that's reprinted art. This is the original. My Desire number 4. Fox Feature Syndicate from 1950. Only 3 copies of this on the census. And there's only there is a blue. So there's one blue label of this book. There's a purple and a green, both in 4.0. Anybody else know that? I had no freaking idea that was the case for this book.
I'm kind of curious to see why one's purple and why one's green.
And you mean the yeah. But three copies and only one blue label and a 2.0. That's nuts. That's fucking nuts. But goddamn, now this is the book I want. I'll never buy that other one at this point now, knowing that this thing exists.
Right. That's not the original. That is.
I had no idea. Did you know, Carter, there were 2 versions of this?
I may have, but it's like, that info goes in one ear and right out the other. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I would have remembered because I've wanted that book. I remember I went to the store in San Diego and they had 2 copies of it there. They had a respectable Golden Age collection, but there were 2 of them.
So what you're saying is you finally found the first reprint, or?
Yeah, I don't know about that. I mean, they were reprinting a lot of stuff back in the old days, but yeah, I'm kind of floored that this exists and how rare it is. All right. A little bit more Golden Age tonight. Sorry, there's so much. For those of you who don't care for the Golden Age, we're almost done. But I was just kind of in that state of mind today and yesterday pulling this together. March of Crime number 1. Beautiful yellow cover. It's another thick one, over 130 pages, so you can do the math on that. Fox Feature Syndicate 1948. An 8.0 of this sold back in 2021 for $4,000. Only 12 of these on the census. Obviously no 9.8s. And I think that 8.0 is the high grade. Yeah, this is nice. The girl with the Tommy gun. This is something from another time.
She got the titty peeking out. I appreciate that.
And crime never pays, Carter. It never pays.
Shit. Oh, she got a donkey too. You see that? She got a ass. Man, crime pays. You get a bitch like that. Shit.
He was trying to maybe take advantage, and she wasn't having it, so she let him have it. I think is what happened there.
She like, I got you, daddy.
I mean, there's over 130 crime stories, though, right? Too
130 pages.
I was just joking.
Man, 25 cents. That's shit.
I mean, that was big bucks back then. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's why there weren't many of these, and not many of these things survived. So,
damn.
Keep an eye out for this one. If you are ever out hunting Golden Age and you come across this thing, don't leave it. Don't leave it for a fair price. All right, let's keep the show going. All right, we're gonna get into a little Darwyn Cooke obscurity today. So this is Festival from 2005. This is a Canadian Free Comic Book Day book, covered masterfully by Darwyn Cooke. This book actually has the first appearance of Scott Pilgrim, believe it or not. I was going to talk about it because of the Darwyn Cooke cover, but it is the first Scott Pilgrim, and there's a James Jean back cover to this. So sometimes this book will be, the backside will be shown. Yeah, this is, while it was free, I mean, people are asking, respectable money for this, $50-$60 or more. And yeah, rare Darwyn Cooke stuff is really starting to kind of climb steadily. So this is one worth keeping an eye open for. What I would say about this is that he did a second one. So if you go to the next one, Aaron, if you don't mind.
Hey, it's a bubblegum cover too, bro.
Where is it? Did I miss
Look
that?
at the bus driver.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Bro, it never fails, bro. I got
Joe, that's some good eyes, man. I did not catch that.
Come on, man.
I thought you knew,
See,
man.
Come on.
No, damn.
See,
God,
There ain't no
Ben's-
way you missed that, Ben. Come on, man.
Ben
I
saw
would've
it
put on the shelf
subconsciously.
and-
Ben saw it
Right?
subconsciously, so he, it
Bro.
doesn't even click in his brains anymore. He just
I knew I
he's
liked this cover. I just couldn't put my finger on it, and there you go.
All right, and here's the next one.
Yeah, so this is the other one that he did. So this is from 2007. Once again, a Free Comic Day book from Canada. There's another Scott Pilgrim story in this, and then Brian Lee O'Malley did the back cover. There was Scott Pilgrim on it with his crew. But the front is a stunning Darwyn Cooke. So something definitely worth grabbing. This is precisely the kind of book that can fall through the cracks for some people. I think the other one, the 2005, there's a couple listed on eBay. I don't think there were any of these listed anywhere that I could see. So, yeah, definitely worth keeping an eye open for these, if you were so inclined.
So, I know, like, with all the diamond stuff happening, and this being like kind of like the last Free Comic Book Day sponsored by Diamond, right? Do you think it's gonna change, like, if someone else takes over it, or
I don't
like how
know.
much?
There's not a lot of money to be made from it, right? So, the comic book stores actually have to buy the comics.
Right, and they cost like a quarter a piece or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's not big money, but there is a layout for them. So I don't know how it'll be handled going forward, but I know Stein doesn't love Free Comic Day books, but there are some that are definitely collectible. So, and I think these are definitely up there. So, keep your eyes open for them. All right, I think we have some more Darwyn Cooke to talk about tonight because people ask me for Darwyn Cooke, but we'll skip that for now. This is Superman Gen 13 number 2. This is a Scott Campbell. These were 1 in 4s. So when retailers ordered these, they got, for every 4 copies, they got 1 Campbell. So 20%. You get but the interesting thing about this is that extended to the newsstands as well. So it's very rare to see a newsstand ratio. But there are newsstands for these floating out there, which I think are probably slept on. There was a 9/8 that sold for $69. That was just for the cover, just for the regular one. But 126 copies, 74 in 9.6. This was not an era which CGC was distinguishing between newsstands and direct, so any newsstands that are in those numbers are just kind of lost in the wash. But yeah,
I got a couple of those. They're pretty hard to find. I got.
Yeah, I mean, just the regular, like the directs are hard enough to find, and people ask good money for them.
I picked up. This was years ago. A couple of CBCS slabs with the intention of cracking them, and I just haven't cracked them.
Do you know if there's newsies by any chance, or do they?
Nah, they're not newsstands. They sell.
Yeah.
Let me.
I mean, a newsie for this would be great. I mean, this, Michael says they kind of look like midgets. I mean, this was before Campbell had fully sort of mastered his craft, if you will. But this is still a collectible comic, nonetheless. I've got a couple of these somewhere. I need to check if they're newsies. Odds are that they're not, but definitely keep an eye open for those.
Oh, I bet Joe went to go grab them, huh?
He said he was gonna grab them. I think he had a couple slabs. He said he was gonna.
Nice.
Watch. He's gonna come back. He's gonna have 2 9/8 slabs that are newsies. Just watch.
What are you talking about? He's gonna come back with 74.
Campbell did cover. So this was a 3-issue series, if I recall, and he did B covers, I think, for all of them, all the different issues.
Yeah.
Nice. Were they all like 1 in 4 variants like that for this run?
I think it was just issue 2 that was the 1 in 4, but don't quote me on that. But I think it was just the issue 2.
What year is this? We can look that up to delay more time for Joe.
This was like early 2000s, early to late.
Superman Gen 13.
People don't know about this book.
Number 2.
The newsie or
just this series and this Campbell variants in general. I
think this Campbell variant gets forgot about a little bit.
I thought this was common knowledge.
Well, dude, you've been around the game for a long time. No newsies there, Joe?
No, they're not newsstands.
Oh, wait, hold on. Let me put you on the big screen. And then JD nailed it on the head at it being from 2000. Oh, I guess you have it right in front of you, and you could have told us the street date.
Yeah. Street date is July of 2000.
And you have a 9.4 and a 9.6? How dare you?
I bought them with the intention of cracking them open.
Just throw those right in the trash. They're not worth anything if there's not any. Just right.
Yeah, if it's not a newsstand, you might as well throw it away.
I love that book, man. I love that book.
Yeah, but this, God, this was such a hot book. Remember Mercenot back in like
hell yeah, man.
like
he was just saying
14, 15.
Yeah.
He was just saying that he's like, people don't remember this book.
Because it was a hard book. Like Adam Hughes did the A covers, right?
No, he wrote it. He wrote the damn thing. I think wasn't Hughes the writer on this?
Yeah, but he also did covers.
No. It was Bermejo that did the cover.
Yeah, Bermejo did the covers.
He did
Adam Hughes has a cover of one of these. It may be issue 1. I swear.
If that's the case, I would have had one of those.
Bro, I'm telling you.
I know we gotta look it up. We gotta look it up.
Look it up. Look it up.
Let me see.
Fact check me here, bro.
I'm trying to think now. I know Bermejo did, and even like the trade paperback from this is collectible. The first print.
Let's see.
Oh, if you sold it, you don't get a point.
Okay,
I'm
so there were
joking.
3 issues total, but I'm not.
Yeah, Hughes wrote it. Jonathan. Hughes was the writer of this book. Now, what the hell he's doing spending his time writing comic books, we'll never know. He should be drawing them, but he was the writer for this book.
Yeah. All I'm seeing are
Hughes did a
Campbell.
cover.
All I'm seeing are Campbell and Bermejo's. That's it.
Hold on. Let me prove you all wrong here. Hold on.
But number one. Oh, okay, so number one is number one. Campbell is the one that that was the hardest to find because it was Fairchild naked with the Superman cape wrapped around it. That was the one.
There's a newsie for that too.
Oh shoot!
Yeah, there's a newsie for that one too.
Uh-oh.
Oh. You might be right. I'm wrong.
Joe, you're wrong. That's the first time I ever heard you say that.
I'm wrong quite often.
Shit, I wish I was wrong because I'd go after that fucking thing. It'd be like wacky races. I would stop what I'm doing right now just to go look for that damn book.
All right, let's keep the show moving forward. What's next?
I think he's
Oh, he got a work call. He got a work
yeah.
call. Aaron is online with work, so we're gonna have to fill the time.
I'll fill the time. So you're saying number one was harder to get than this one?
Yeah, yeah.
No, because there was something about this number two that was scarce. Like
it was one. It was a 1 in 4. That's what made it scarce.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
But they were all. But the first, like number one and number two Campbells, they were both tough to find back in the day. Like
they're still pretty cheap, dude. And this is classic.
Relatively speaking, yeah.
You like the red or all right, here we go. All right, we'll moving forward. So 5 Ronin number 4. Obviously, the cover A of this book is a huge modern book. But this David Mack ain't bad. Not at all. So this was a variant. I believe it was an open order variant from what I recall. A 9/8 of this book sold for $84 back in early 2023. 33 on the census, only 16 and 9.8. But yeah, just a beautiful Psylocke cover. I would say I would put Psylocke, if you think about sort of the Marvel female characters that are widely collected, certainly in the top 10 in that category. But yeah, this is a great looking book. And this, I was looking it up before the show. The total copies ordered of this issue, according to Comicron, were around 17,500 roughly, split between the cover A and the cover B. But I don't know. This one seems to be, I don't want to say slept on, but I don't know. The fact that this thing sells for so much less than the cover A seems strange to me.
Well, okay, so the other cover is, gosh darn it, who does the
David
art?
Asha.
Okay, so you got so he's like topless, but you see her back and she's got like the little cool butterfly tattoo on the back.
Yeah,
I think that one's I see the appeal of that one, but yeah, this one is slept on. I agree.
Yeah, I mean, this is the kind of book that I will grab up at the right price and just kind of tuck them away. It just feels like it's the kind of book that could wake up one day out of nowhere for no reason. But
a bunch of people like all of a sudden go, damn, you know what book I want collected, and it happens collectively.
Yeah, 100%. And maybe this is the show that does it. Who the hell knows? I do like David Mack a lot. I know some people get a little fatigued with this stuff because it can be a little repetitive, but I don't know. This is nice, and I like samurai swords. So
his art is like, you remember the Brady Bunch movie where Mike, he had like the exact same design for like every building, and it kept getting rejected, but then finally I think it was like an Asian spa or something, like, oh, we want that.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even he has the same design, but he just has like those shapes and that like that coloring that gets repetitive. Like he does mix it up. But yeah, this is a good looking book. All right, Aaron told us to wave at him to switch slides, so let's just all wave. Yeah, there we go. So I was going through all of our shows, and we have never talked about this book, which is kind of freaking crazy. This is Psylocke #1 from 2009, or at least I couldn't find it in any of the slides that we put together.
It wasn't in. You couldn't find it in the annals of.
It might have been like old school. I mean, maybe we covered this back on the Flip Side days. I mean, we very well could have. Probably, maybe we did, but I couldn't find it in the long story short stuff. So this is Psylocke #1. This is the second print by the legendary David Finch. A 9.8 of this freaking book sold for $775 last year, in June of last year, which is no joke. There are 96 total copies on the census, 40 in 9.8, and I have always hoped to find this book in the wild and had never have to this point.
Never.
I just always felt like it would be there somewhere.
You got to remember too, man, like second prints didn't take off until like we weren't really considering second prints until when? 2013, 2014? What
yeah, man, I would say at the earliest, right? You had some of those Spider-Mans break, but
those ASMs, those second prints, like that was the first time those second prints, like the people like took notice. You know?
Yeah. And before that, it was just they were hated no matter what, no matter how cool they were.
Just like the newsstands, you know?
Yeah. You know, when I talk to people about collecting comic books, right? I say I go to the stuff that people hate. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, people hated newsstands. I did growing up. I was a newsstand. I had a lot of newsstand. I hated them because the books with the Spider-Man were cooler. Second prints were hated. And I'm telling you right now, and everybody's going to fucking look at me like my eyes crossed. These retailer incentives are fucking hated by and large. And I'm not saying all of them, but there are going to be some in 10 years that are going to fucking blow your mind. Because these are the limited printed books today, like 500, 400. There are going to be some that blow people away. I don't know which ones. Like most comics, most of them aren't going to be worth a damn thing. There's going to be a bunch, but because people hate them so much right now, nobody's thinking about them. There's going to come a time. I'm telling you right now, there's going to come a time where there's going to be some books from retailers that just absolutely catch fire, and then they're all going to start to percolate. Not all of them, but there's going to be, you know, select ones that percolate. But we'll see. It'll take time. But anytime somebody hates something, you should run right to it. Like that's where the opportunity is. So that's just my little soapbox for tonight. But yeah, God damn it. Maybe one day. But this book, people want big bucks for this. It's no longer a secret. Most people know what they've got with this book now.
Yeah, I know. Every time I come across like Psylocke, like I'm always hoping, but I will say that the miniseries, like those first prints, they go for something, So
Yep. Yeah. I mean, just the one with her where she's with her standing with her back and
yep.
your ass to you. I mean, that thing goes for a respectable amount. So
Betsy.
Honestly, any of the books in the series, first prints or whatever, they're all actually pretty movable. Not for crazy money, but they go.
How did she wind up Asian again? I forget. So there's a whole convoluted story.
See, someone came up to her and was like, "Hey, do you want a little? Do you have a little Japanese in you? Do you want it?"
That's how that works.
Is that how that works? All right,
Igor, what are you asking me? What's my number one thought out book, or modern book, or sought after? I don't know. I'd have to think about it. It's probably, you know what it is. I didn't want to say it out loud. Hit me up on DM. I'm not going to tell you. It's a big book. It's expensive. I've talked about it on the show before. I just don't want to talk about it.
What is it? What is it? Tell us.
I'm not telling you. I'll tell you guys after. All
I'm
right.
still looking for it, man.
We could do a round table real quick too.
It doesn't show up that often, and when it does, it's $2,000. So.
Oh, okay.
So it's nothing like outrageous. So.
Yeah, I mean that would be $2,000 raw. So.
$2,000 raw.
Yeah. The Mighty World of Marvel number 17. This was the final issue in the run. This is obviously a reprint of Magic number 4, which is in and of itself a sought-out cover to this day. Brett Blevins did this cover. This is from the UK, so not a US publication, and this was magazine size. Only one of these on the census, and it's an 8.5.
Well, if you remember, the Mighty World of Marvel number 7 is the first appearance of Megan of Excalibur fame.
Right. I think that was the original. So there was two series of this. There's the series. This is series 2, and then was that series 1 that she was in? I can't remember if it was or not. But yeah, I mean, Magic covers are highly collectible, and this one just kind of seems like some low-hanging fruit, maybe.
This cover looks like a lot more fun. We got to compare that to let's see, Mighty. What's that? Magic number 4.
Magic 4, yeah.
MAGIK number 4. Compare that to.
Is it Magic or is it Sailor Moon? I can't tell.
Because I like this. This cover looks like a lot more fun. Like the
colors. The Magic one is very orange. Magic number 4.
Mm-hmm.
I like this cover way more.
The white one.
It's a blank cover. But thank you, Kreider, for sending out those blank books.
I mean, I saw he posted he bought like 30 of them or something. Yeah, he has
whatever the incentive ratio was, I think. And then he was going to stash a few. And then I was like, oh, I need some new blank covers for con season coming up. And I got C2E2 coming up.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, this book is beautiful. I would love to have one. There's not a ton out there, but they don't go for crazy prices when they go. But grabbing one of these in high grade would be nice.
Oh, people are looking up the Magic number 4 and they're saying like it's the exact same pose.
Yeah, it's the same cover, but it's like a different like backdrop. The coloring is different.
Yeah, this has a very different vibe to it, right?
Yeah.
I do enjoy the bonus. This was a great homage cover with Strange Science.
Magic 4 came out first, but it's not like light years apart, right? That book came out in 84 as well, did it? Or 83 maybe?
4-ish, yeah.
Early 84 Magic 4 came out.
Yep.
I mean, it's not like Magic's first appearance is not confusing anyways already. Just saying.
Yeah, to say the least. But
yeah, Like, it's like, how do you want to upset a bunch of X-Men nerds? Like, ask them what Magic's first appearance is. You would think it's Gambit, but no, this is a way bigger discussion.
Oh man, yeah. There's like 14 books you can talk about. So, but yeah, a collectible foreign. Josh, if you're watching, buddy, this one's for you. All right, what's next? I've always loved this book. It never really shows up, but
I've never
Journey
seen
into Mystery number 647. This is a Philip Tan 1 in 50. Never shows up. A 9.6 of this. So the last sale of this book in any grade was a 9.6 back in 2020. Only 13 of these on the census, 11 and 9.8. This is also the series that Jeff DeCall was doing the cover A's for, if you recall.
Yeah,
But
his first Marvel work.
His first Marvel work, yes. But this 1 in 50. Yeah, there you go, Joe. There you go. This 1 in 50 by Tan has always been on my list. I never see it anywhere. You don't have this, Carter? I figured you might have this.
Listen,
There's only
If I
13
had-
people to have it.
if I had this, you would know.
Yeah.
You would have known already.
It's a great
I
book.
don't know why this goddamn book is so hard to get hands on.
But
Oh, have you seen how big Philip Tan's fan base is? It is crazy. Like, I tried to get on his commission list last year for San Diego, and then you would have thought his art rep was like thinking I was like trying to pull a prank on him or something. He's like, nope, it sold out like months ago.
get
Like,
a load of this peon here.
Yeah, like, yeah, because I was just asking pricing and stuff like that, and like it's like commission list is sold out. I was like, all right. I was like, okay, geez, dude. I was, I was using the SECC blog. It said that his commission thing was still open, but apparently not. So I'm guessing it sells out in like a year in advance or whatever. Is what I'm assuming.
Oh, that's nuts. A year in advance. That's crazy.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know the dates. I didn't continue the conversation obviously because he's like, you peon, you can't afford his art.
Yeah, you got the blow off. Holy shit.
Yeah.
What I would say about this Journey into Mystery series, I think all of Sif's best covers are on this series, whether it be the variants or the cover A's. Like,
Her only covers,
maybe,
only covers ever.
Yeah, and then her brief mention in the movie for like half a second where she was just laying dead on the ground and you didn't get to see in the action scenes.
You know what, this run of Journey into Mystery, right? Like, I've been after some of the variants, but this one I don't. It's like this might be on my want list or it might not be because it's been on it for so long I forgot about it. You know what I'm saying?
I've given up on it, to be honest with you, man.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, somebody said there's like a 9.8 on eBay right now for $1,000. Like, I'm not going to dump $1,000 into this book, but I always hope to find this digging through variant boxes and stuff, and it's never
right. And this is different from his like his art style to me.
Well,
this
is way early. This is way earlier too, if you think about it. Like, so what this was like in 2013 time period, somewhere around there. Is that right?
Yeah, that's what it feels like because it has a Marvel Now.
Right. So versus his artwork now, like he's way more detail oriented. For Philip Tan, like even like his background stuff is. And then Derek, I did get my reservation to Dorsia. That's why I was on the phone earlier, and then I was typing them to wave at me when to move to the next book. I was busy, like, reserving that table. All right. Anyways.
All right. On to the next book. All right. This book is a fucking anomaly. Nobody ever talks about this. I was just talking with Gary Nusser, the Comic Perspective, on Instagram just before the show. He had posted 3 versions of this book. Nobody ever talks about the second print. Now, it doesn't go for a lot, but it's a kind of a ghost. Like, they're out there, but not common, but it doesn't go for a damn thing. People love, the variants of this cover. They freaking love it. I just figured this one would be a little bit more sought after.
It looks
We
like
talked
Tom
about-
Brady, bro. This is a Tom Brady variant, dude. Are you
Yeah.
serious? If I would have saw this, bro.
Bro, we talked about this years ago.
Yeah,
The
but not when
second
Tom
print
Brady
or
had like
Yeah, we talked about this a long
Really?
time ago. Yeah.
on this show.
No, not on this show, but
Flip side days.
right.
On the flip side
But-
days.
Yes.
But I don't think we were talking about the second print one though. I don't remember.
Yeah,
talking
exactly. Because I remember putting this
okay.
on my want list because of that.
About... Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't. God, I blanked out. I just remember.
Aaron, see if you can find that pic with Brady doing the same thing.
Oh, I'm already ahead of you. Way
Oh,
ahead
okay.
of you.
There
Check
you
this
go.
out. So if you don't know, they had a football card where they had Tom Brady doing the manga. It's like the gauntlet rings. It's the manga card.
Yeah, but there's like a picture with him at a dinner when he's going
Yeah.
like that with all the rings.
All right, let me flip back and see if I can find that. Tom Brady rings.
How loved this cover is. I'm just surprised that this one doesn't go for more money or more people to wear.
Yeah, because when I was looking for it, I found it. Yeah.
Yeah, there it is, bro. Look, right there on the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like he has
Bro.
multiple.
He's a Green Lantern, dude.
Why didn't they cast him for it?
Bro,
And
I
it
don't
looks like
know.
he has no shame of just showing it off all the time.
Don't tell Tom Brady he can't be Green Lantern. That motherfucker probably end up trying it.
I like this one. Where's the extra
Yeah.
finger? Okay.
All right. Couple of more Darwyn Cooke books. These books don't go for anything, but I don't know. It strikes me as the kind of books that could someday, because I mean, Speakeasy Comics in 2005 couldn't have been putting out that many issues. So this is a Darwyn Cooke cover. Book doesn't go for anything, but I would grab these cheaply when you see them. They're definitely out there. There's issue 2 and issue number 3 as well. He actually did issue number 1. It's not that cool, but issue 2 is nice. And then Aaron, if you go to the next one, issue 3 is also pretty cool. People like skull covers. But yeah, I mean, these are the kind of cheap books worth grabbing when you're on the hunt. Anybody ever come across these?
No, I don't think I've seen that. And this one also looks like the precursor before she's like halfway into the vat of acid or whatever.
Yeah.
I was just joking.
All right. This one's for Joe. I don't think we ever talked about this book on the show before,
I have
but
that.
it's kind of an obscure Campbell.
Oh yeah.
Wolverine 312, 1 in 30 by J. Scott Campbell.
I have a few of those, man.
I mean, very low census count for a Campbell, to be honest with you. 175 for the last 9/8 back in November. 68 total on the census, which is low for a modern. 58 9/8. So yeah, Joe, if you've got these, I mean, I don't know. These are also the ones that I think can sneak up on you over time. So
That's a Super Mama. Super Mama.
I don't have this one. I've never.
You don't
I've
have
never-
this?
I don't have this. I've never come across this one.
I
seen them online.
picked one up at a. It's crazy. Like when I go on the hunt, that's why like my books mean a lot to me, because I remember where I was, like the the digging. I remember where I was and when I got it. Like, there's always a story around it. That's why it's so hard to like
Let go of them.
part with some of these books. You know,
Who is this redhead anyway? By the way, I mean, Logan can't control himself with the redheads.
I don't know. I never even it never even dawned on me to go, who's that character? I go, like, I just picked it up.
It's Campbell. Let's not argue.
Yeah.
And this was, if I'm not mistaken, was this in that 2012-13 window of variants when they were tougher to come by? I think it was.
Yeah, because you can tell with the little square, the variant edition, those, a lot of them like are expensive.
All right, let's keep going. All right. So this is Vampyverse number 6. There's nothing crazy about this book, but it is elusive for an open order cover. So this was a Daniel Main cover L. We all know that Vampirella books can have ridiculous amounts of covers. This came out a few years ago, in 2022. The interesting thing about this book is there is a virgin 1 in like 21. Dynamite does ridiculous like ratios. I think it's like a 1 in 21 that is more plentiful than this trade just one, or at least in terms of listings. Like I said, I wouldn't pay anything for this book, but it is pretty cool where Vampy going invisible, taking someone out. I just thought it was pretty well done, and it's surprisingly scarce in terms of listings out there. Doesn't go for anything, so don't go crazy with it.
I fucking hate Dynamite.
Why is that? Just
like
too many damn covers?
Yeah, too many covers, and it'll be like the most gorgeous cover. Like, as I remember, like just looking through some Vampirella Dynamites, right? Gorgeous covers, and they don't go for shit because the cover, it has to be like the Virgin, negative, and all that kind of shit for it to be collectible. Like,
well, the funny thing is that this the 1 in 20. So this is cover L, and this wasn't even the last one. So we're up to fucking L, and there's 1 in 21s for ratios, right? Doesn't mean you need to buy 21 of this one, any of them. So, like, I feel like some of those ratios are more common than like probably nobody put any orders for this book.
So could you just buy like one of each, and those keep on counting towards the?
Yeah, exactly. you get all you buy one of each, you get all the ratios.
And it's like, so I get this ratio, so that's another one, and then I'm just joking. But Carter, I'll make sure to pass on the message to Nick Perucci next time he's on Beyond Wednesdays. That
tell the motherfucker to stop printing so many fucking like. Oh, it like, god dang. It'll be like one issue. It's got like 20 fucking different covers. Like, bro,
you're digging through them. Like,
you're killing the collectability.
I'm just gonna start sending you the links so you can tell them yourself.
call my whole. I was gonna call my whole ass N-word.
I mean, this is the perfect example.
I don't think I could get away with that without being canceled. I know we get away with like quite a bit, but I don't think I can get away with that one.
I'm like, can you stop killing the collectability of these great looking covers?
I mean, this thing is beautiful. Like, I mean, this is really well done, but don't go spend any money on it. But if you are digging through some Vampy books and you see this one, pick it up.
I still like going to the barbecue, Carter, just saying.
This book, I didn't want to talk about this, but maybe, if anybody else has this and wants to hook me up with it, please do. I love Saya covers. I've just started watching the Deadly Class TV show again. It's so fucking good. That show needs to come back. All of those actors have aged out at this point, but that show was so good. But people forget that was like the Russos were involved in that. Benedict Wong was like, the headmaster. Like, this is a really tough to find cover B. So Deadly Class number 22, Wesley Craig, cover B. 2 of 2 on the census. There were about 9,800 copies of this book ordered in total. The B's are almost always ordered at far less than the A's. Yeah, the show is on Hulu, Nelson. Yeah, it was the Hulu show. Well, no, it's not on Hulu now. It was like SYFX or whatever. There's some free streaming service, like a legit free streaming service that has it now, but
like Tubi, something like that.
It's not Tubi. It's like
something
Roku
like channel.
What's that?
The Roku channel.
The Roku channel, and I clicked on it. And it's like it's legitimately free. The Roku channel. But the show is phenomenal. I mean, like if you like punk rock and you like that kind of stuff. But yeah, this cover I've long wanted. With
Do you need it? I think I got a couple of these. I had I think
I'll buy one from you, man. If you have one, I'll buy one from you, man.
I had picked up a whole run of cover B's and C's, and I have been sending you pics, and there's I believe it's a cover B or C with the guy skateboarding, because Rick Remender is into that. It was right around when what's the series that everybody loves? The Grommets, and skateboarding outside of a store, not the 7-Eleven, but something else. But you can barely see him in the distance. He's doing an ollie or whatever.
Yeah, man. Yeah, there were some great cover Bs. Yeah, if you have it, dude, I will buy one from you. I've wanted this book forever, but they're nowhere to be found. So
yeah, man. I know I have two of them, because see the signature on the bottom of her leg, that stood out to me. I was like, man, okay, that looked pretty cool. The Wesley Craig auto.
Yeah, we've talked about the decals many times.
47 and 51.
Oh yeah,
our favorites. In my area, there's some shops that have like full runs of Deadly Class, and I've picked through their variants so many times that I think I bought all their back stock too whenever they refill it, because there's no more 47s in my area because of me, probably. I mean, it's not like I didn't have a pile of them beforehand too, which I did.
Right. There's some books that if you see them and they're affordable, you buy them again just cause out of principle,
my stuff is so disorganized though. Like sometimes when I'm looking for stuff in boxes, I'm like looking through one box. I'm like, did I just look through this box? And then I realized I've bought the same thing over and over again so many times. So I'm afraid to reorganize it all and see how many copies of the same book I have. Kind of.
Yeah, beautiful book. Do I have another? I think we might have one more Deadly Class. Yeah. So this thing is a ghost. So this is Deadly Class number 28. So this is a cover D.
Yeah, I don't have that.
There's a cover C, which is a color version of this. These were the Spawn month books. There's only 3 of these black and whites in the census, with no sign of these things anywhere online. Same thing with the cover C. But if you're out there digging and you come across these, I would definitely grab these. It's hard to say what they go for because they never show up and they never sell, but I don't believe there are ratios. I just think that they were just variants that went way under ordered.
Sweet. All
right. I think this is the final book of the night. This freaking book, man. Justice League of America number 50. This is a Jim Lee 1 in 75.
Yeah.
From 2010. I mean, this book is a ghost, but a 9/8 sold for $600 over 2 years ago now. It was the last sale of this damn thing. Only 41 on the census, 20 and 9.8, but just a really, really tough ratio to find.
I had this book.
Really? You got rid of it, bro?
Yeah.
Remember what you got for it by any chance?
I don't remember.
Did Jim Lee buy it from you?
Probably. I hope so. I hope he's enjoying it.
Did you find this like in that 2010 period when it came out, or like years later?
I want to say I found this around 2015 for like cover price.
Oh,
Oh wow.
Damn.
Yeah.
So whatever you sold it for, you made good money on it.
Yeah. I made a profit.
So basically, what you're saying is people can't hide anything from you if they accidentally.
They can, but we'll suss it out.
Yeah,
you can run, but you can't hide.
Remember where you found it? Was that at a store? Was that at a con?
Yeah, it was at a store.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like God, I remember going like, okay, so for work, they had sent me to like a different city, and I knew this store was on point, and I remember finding it.
Don't you just love that the stores that you
man.
dig through that they way overpriced stuff that you can commonly find all the time, and then all the stuff that you never see anywhere.
Yeah,
it's always like cover price or way less.
Yeah.
Like it's so funny. I mean, but I guess I kind of get it, but at the same time I kind of don't, because if they're good enough to keep up with like what the keys are and everything, then they should like take that next step. Getting deeper into the hobby, right?
well, these DCs are great because they don't have variant like splashed anywhere. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Oh, and then sometimes they could just be the B cover too.
Yeah.
And they don't scream variant. Some variants are done in a way where you can clearly tell it's a variant. Like this is badass, but it doesn't necessarily look. It was designed just to be a variant cover.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because Jim Lee's done better than this. It's still a great book, but he's done better.
Yeah. But this book is still damn cool in its own right, though. But it's not his best work. But there's something I don't know cool about this book. Maybe it's just because I've been looking for it and never finding it. So.
Gator, not necessarily. Once a book hits $610, it's way too late to buy it. I mean, that's why you buy books on the dip. I mean, you probably won't get the entry point that Merce and I got, but I mean, books do fluctuate in prices. Like, I'm not gonna say which book I'm about to start looking for, but there's a book, a key first appearance I'm going to be looking for, like sometime in like the July time period, just because it's been like a year since like Deadpool showed up, right? I sold my direct copy in that high time period before the movie came out. So now I want to upgrade my copy to a 98 because I feel like it'll dip back down to like what direct
Go
copies.
for the newsy, man. Go for the newsy.
See, I already have a newsy.
Oh, you do? Right.
Yeah. I have a newsstand, and it's a CBCS 9.6, so I probably will send it to Joe. And I had a matching CBCS 9.6 direct that I was going to send both of them to Joe to CPR, but then I just ended up selling one, and I was like kind of like, okay, if I'm going to sell one because I want the cash, or I need some extra cash for San Diego, I might as well sell it now before the movie release.
Not a bad plan.
Yeah, and I was like there's so many of these books out there that I can find another copy like a year later when no one cares about Deadpool. But it's hard to tell with Marvel Rivals now. It's the only thing that I'm kind of like when that character drops. But at the same time, like, I don't know how much that game is really impacting comics. I know like people are excited about the Marvel Rivals stuff that is coming out. And Jeff the Landshark is obviously doing very well, but there's still like 35 other characters. Is that really moving the needle on those characters' books besides the rival books variants, I should say?
Yeah, no, I mean it's not killing it, but it is elevating like the Marvel brand,
right.
which I think has value in its own right.
But like, have Luna Snow books, have those gone insane?
I mean, some of them actually have. Like, there's been a couple of Luna Snow books that actually have gone nuts, but not necessarily her first appearance. But there have actually been a few that have popped.
Right.
But yeah, I think like the game is like past the point of moving comics right now.
Oh yeah, I mean it's just so many people playing that, right?
Yeah, but I hope it continues, man. That game is doing a lot for the hobby. So long may it live.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's it for tonight.
All right. So big shout out again to our sponsors over at Cover Price. Make sure you're using the code Nirvana14 for a 30-day unlimited membership for only 99 cents. And then you can use the code Nirvana for a 10% discount over at Bird City Comics. And then make sure to stop by their brick and mortar and sign up for their text line so you don't miss all their great exclusive drops. Do I need this fortune just to play it? You actually do not have to spend any money to play Marvel Rivals at all. In fact, I discourage people from spending money. I mean, like obviously, like it's a pay to win kind of game too, so you can buy upgrades and all that kind of stuff. But you really don't need that if you're just going to casually play the game.
Not at all. Not at all.
And then there's a bunch of how-to videos of how to play those characters. So I would check those out on YouTube as well, because there's a lot of gamers out there. Yeah, so if you want certain skins and stuff like that, you'll pay extra. Okay. Hot book alert Sunday.
Yes.
Sweet. Yeah, I try to podcast as least as possible when I'm on call, as you can tell earlier from the beginning. So I plan to be on the Hot 10 tomorrow night, but we'll see how long that lasts. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard they fired the U.S. staff because they sucked. Like if you read in that team in Seattle, it was not they weren't pulling their weight. So
was that where that guy was embezzling money too and doing all that?
Yeah, I don't know if it was, but I just heard that team was not.
Yeah, I mean,
was not adding much to the end product.
Yeah, so the U.S. team is definitely not looking very good right now for Marvel Rivals. Like, yeah. Anyways,
all right,
and then Heroes Reborn is asking Taco Tuesdays on Flipside.
I believe so.
Sweet. Is that the name of the show on Tuesday?
No.
Okay.
But Flipside Tuesday.
Flipside Tuesday.
Yes.
And then Joe, Modern Comic Mayhem on Saturday.
Are you going to be on the top 10 tomorrow?
I will be on the top 10 tomorrow because I planned to right by the dip.
Okay.
And then I don't know about Saturday. I'm like 50-50, depending on how busy work gets.
Just I'll try and make it I'll try and make it to the top 10 tomorrow. See.
Okay. Sounds good.
Fucking tired, bro.
No, I understand that. So and I guess away we go. So we will see you next time. And hopefully I can